It's time for prompt 7 of the TBR tackle, and I've been told that I needed a Mai Tai to react to this specific prompt by Kieran. However, it is like noon here, and actually technically when he asked it was like 9:30 in the morning, so like that's not gonna happen. But I do have a coffee-based beverage, so we at least have Kahlua and cream going on. I'm also a bit terrified about this one because I'm the person giving the prompt, and last I checked I never came up with a prompt, so I have no idea what this is going to be. But my current stack is this minus 1 book. So basically what happened is 2 months ago I redid my entire stack, and then the next prompt that was given, Kieran specifically called out one of the books that was on my TBR stack for me to read without knowing that it was no longer on my stack because I had completely changed it. So I said in that video, since now I have like too many books, I asked Kieran to tell me which book to remove from this stack in order to be correct in the numbers. And he ended up choosing Luster by Raven Leilani. So Luster is no longer on the TBR stack. Now, this is officially my stack. I'm really not ready for this. Okay.
Good evening, campers. It's me, Kira, and it's another month. It's another TBR tackle. So you guys go and choose 5 books for this month, and I'm very happy to announce our special guest. She's been on the channel before. She's the Booker Buddy.
Hi, my name is Sarah, and I'm new here. So first of all, welcome to my channel, Freshly Read Books.
Sarah, this is my channel. You know what? Let's just redo the intro again. It's fine.
Hi, my name is Sarah, and welcome to my channel.
No, I don't mean do it on the floor. Go and sit down properly. What am I trying to say?
Get comfortable.
That's the one. Hi, Sarah. How are you keeping?
It's been reflective, emotional, dark, challenging, sad.
Oh, okay. Well, Sarah, take it away.
If you don't know what TBR tackle is, but I'll still give you a basic rundown here of how it works.
Actually, I've already covered this.
Then I would recommend checking that out.
Give us the prompt.
How do I even begin?
Did you bring a prompt?
Yeah.
Did you bring a prompt? Have a think. Just something to do with the 5 books.
Okay. I guess you could call this the Freshly 5 and 5 in 5. You know what, never mind. You don't have to call it that.
I like where this is going.
Schedule is as follows: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So let's not waste any more time and jump right into it.
Okay, so order up Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And then what are we going to do after that?
Well, figure it out.
Okay, we just got to figure out what book to read. What about, what if we choose Mondays?
Like, sorry, is this a mystery book? Do I want to pick up a whole nother book like this? And no, I don't. Thank you. It's picking like my saltiest clips. I love it.
Fine. What about this one for Tuesday?
Just reminds me of that book, Are You My Mother? But instead, she's like coming out of a toilet, if that makes sense.
What are your thoughts on
It is one of my
this
favorite
book for
moments on my channel.
Wednesday?
I'm not gonna like wholeheartedly defend my opinion. I dislike these books.
Sarah, you haven't thought this through, have you?
No.
Yeah, this is gonna work. So the Freshly Fortune 5, what was it called again?
Freshly 5 and 5 in 5.
Makes less sense than when I had the furry give the prompt.
Excuse me? I feel like that says something in itself.
I'm sorry, Sarah, but you came unprepared for this. That's not my problem.
Like, why is he here anymore?
Wow, that really hurt. No, you know what, Sarah?
What is happening?
I need a prompt. We need a prompt, like, now.
I feel a little called out. I'll come back to you at some point. It might not be today, or if it is, it'll be a lot later today. But with the whatever I decide.
Sarah, we need a working prompt today.
But we're just here to have fun, have a good time. Just kind of forget about all that.
Let me have a think.
Okay. Yep, sounds good.
I'll send you a prompt on the Discord, okay?
I love the idea. Very excited for this.
Where is it? What?
The different
I don't
versions
see it.
of my
Oh, wait.
office setup.
Kieran sent it to me. Oh, thank God.
Yeah, I just sent it to you.
Now, Kieran, if you're watching, I would suggest that maybe you leave now.
Okay.
Oh, everybody say bye to Kieran. Bye, Kieran. Bye.
Okay, do you think he's gone? Great.
What I'm gonna do is replace the 3 shortest books on my list. So I'm gonna have to replace my 3 shortest books with longer books and then choose one of those books to read.
The worst thing about this is that I've had complete control over this, and I'm technically screwing myself over.
I hate my prompt the most. I would like to formally apologize to everyone. That was just one of the earlier prompts, right? He just took from me repeating the prompt. Okay. What a mess. Oh, this is really annoying because he just had me pull off Luster, and it was one of the shorter ones, so it wouldn't have been so bad to replace that one with the longer one. Also, I really wanted to read this. I really, really wanted to read this. There better be a prompt somewhere down the road that's like, read a book that came off of your TBR tackle at some point. So this one's clearly the shortest, but I do need to know how many pages it is so that I can replace it with something longer. It's 212 pages. Milk Fed is 288, and then The Midnight Library is 287. Wow, I actually expected The Midnight Library to be longer than Milk Fed. 394 for A Walk in the Woods, and yeah, this one's in the 500s. I'm annoyed. I'm annoyed at myself. I'm annoyed at Kieran. I'm annoyed at the world. I'm gonna go figure out the other 3 books. I still can't get over this video. Okay, I'm just gonna pick the 3 books. Okay, bye. Okay, I figured it out. So The Friend, sadly, very sadly, I'm okay, is being replaced with Ayoade on Top by Richard Ayoade. This is also going to be my read for this month. So if you don't know, this book is Richard Ayoade talking about View from the Top, the movie. So in this video, I'm going to watch that movie for the first time and then read this book and talk about it. I think it'll be a fun time, and it's the only thing that's keeping me holding on to any form of sanity right now. And then Matt Haig's The Midnight Library, which is 287 pages long, I am replacing with Michael Crichton's The Andromeda Strain, which is one of the classic Michael Crichton novels. I've read Jurassic Park, The Lost World, and Timeline by Crichton, and so I'm excited to read another one. I think this will be a lot of fun, and it'll be an easy, like, nice read. And it's 289 pages, just 2 pages longer than Matt Haig's Midnight Library. And then finally, taking Milk Fed off the list, which is 288 pages long, and I'm replacing that with In My Dreams, I Hold a Knife by Ashley Winstead, which is a thriller that I'm excited to read. I think that's, I guess, oh, I haven't finished watching the video, actually. I should do that.
I regret everything.
You should regret everything.
So we're just going to choose one of those books now. Yes, Sarah?
Yep.
Yeah.
Great, look at us. We're a team.
Dystopian Dreams is the name of my new band.
A band.
You are all welcome to join it. We're all in one band together now. It's called Dystopian Dreams.
I mean, we have covered a song before for a video.
We have goat. A melon horse? Oh.
Feel hurty, give me
Mound.
Who did 100 to send me to Copenhagen? Oh.
Drummer. Yeah. Drummer. Yeah.
All day, for you cannot drink them a day. Oh, nay.
Oh, nay. I guess band meeting adjourned. Rock on. That's how band meetings are ended. It's a hands in the middle situation, and then you go, rock on. Rock on.
Rock on. Thank you ever so much, Sarah. How did you enjoy this experience?
This, oh boy. I'm not a fan of this. In fact, I didn't just not like it. I disliked it. Like, I actively disliked this. I feel like I usually can at least appreciate what it's doing, but this one was actively, like, annoying to me.
Nice.
So I guess that's it. Subscribe and stuff if you want to. Bonus points if you know the review that clip came from. The book I really disliked. It's funny how many of them, like, I knew what the video was that, like, the clip was from, and how many I'm like, I have no memory of this. I feel like I took a trip down memory lane of my channel, of my friendship with Kieran. So this is it was just fun to see this cut together. So like, I still very much enjoyed myself, although it is a pretty annoying prompt overall. But like, I gotta say, I had a good time. And I'm excited to read Ayoade on Top because I've really been wanting to read this one anyways. I'm just gonna ignore the fact that The Friend came off this list because that does break my heart a little bit. But maybe at the end of the year, I'll do like a video that is all of the books that came off of my TBR tackle that I never got to read. That's a good idea. If that's not an actual prompt, then I'm gonna do that at the end of the year. Ooh, do I wanna promise that? Yeah, why not? Ooh, all right, so I watched View from the Top. I don't know what I was expecting. Like, I thought it was just a rom-com. I don't want to say classic, but you know, it's no like Sleepless in Seattle, but it is some like one that people will talk about or like continue to talk about because I definitely heard of it before this book, but I didn't really know anything about it. It is truly an awful movie, and it's not even really like so bad that it's funny. Like, it's almost there. It's almost so bad that it's funny, but mostly it's just bad. It's just like bad writing, it's bad direction. Like, I don't even feel like I typically notice these things or think about these things when watching movies, but the scene changes are weird. Like, the way that it'll jump from one scene to the next makes almost no sense. You have no real sense of the passage of time except that Christmas happens twice, so you know that at least a year has gone by. Oh my gosh, the conflict, non-existent. It's about this woman who wants to be a flight attendant, and so she's working towards that goal. Like, she comes from a small town, so she wants to like get out and be a flight attendant and do like cross-country flights and everything and work in first class. Like, that's the height. And so she's working towards that goal, but she has this period of time where she needs to like wait until she can take this test basically. And so she connects with a guy during that time, which was Mark Ruffalo, by the way. Did not know he was in that. Love him. So very disappointed to watch this movie with him in it. So they like meet and they're like hanging out. He knows the whole time that she wants to be a flight attendant. She knows he wants to be a lawyer and he's going to law school. And then she winds up like getting the flight assignments that she wants, like passing this test and everything. And she's like, well, like now I have to leave. Like, that's how this works. And like, yes, it came a little sooner than they were expecting, but other than that, no real conflict there. We were all expecting that, right? But then he's like, so that's it? You're just gonna leave? And she's like, yeah, well, we knew we were just like waiting here. And he's like, yeah, well, I knew I was waiting here until I met you, as in like, now this is just regular life. And so for some reason, like, this just like means that they have to break up. So she just like leaves, and there's no discussion about like, you could be a lawyer somewhere else. Like, it doesn't have to be in this city. Especially, she's moving to New York. Last I checked, there were lawyers there. I don't know, it's really weird. Also, Rob Lowe's in it for like 5 seconds, so I thought he was the love interest. Then he never shows up again. There's a few people where like you think they're gonna be main characters and it's like, nope. And then there's one character where you're like, there's no way he could be a main character, and he is. And it's Mike Myers, that's the the actor, which also didn't know he was. There's a lot of big names in this movie, and he's got a lazy eye, and about 50% of the jokes in the entire movie are just about him having a lazy eye and like not being able to read things properly, and like, doesn't he look so silly, and which eye do you look at? And it's just, it relies so heavily on that, which is not even funny to begin with. So those are my feelings about the movie. I am even more excited now to read this book because I need to like commiserate in how bad it was. And I will be honest, I did technically start because like I needed, the second the movie ended, I needed to just like get a little bit of validation for how I was feeling in that moment. And I did get some because Curtis came and watched like the second half of it, and so we were just making fun of it for a while afterwards. But I also wanted just like a little bit of the book, so I have technically started, and already I've been laughing my way through the couple of pages that I have read, and I cannot wait to read more of it. I feel like I've put in the work now of watching the movie. I like bad movies, but this was like it was a different kind of bad. It wasn't funny bad, it was just bad. Anyways, time to actually read this book. I have a sinking feeling that this is the same shirt that I wore in the first part of this video. Can we all just agree that if that is the case, we'll just ignore it? Because I wear basically the same 4 shirts for like 10 months out of the year. I was gonna say for summer, but I live in Florida. It's like always summer. Basically, I only ever put sleeves on for YouTube videos. I don't remember the last time I wore a jacket that wasn't a rain jacket. That's fun. I already love the energy of this update. You know what? This is kind of bugging me though. Okay, I'm gonna put something on just in case I happen to have worn the same thing. So, Ayoade on top. I have officially read this book. I've watched the movie. I've done it all. And now I'm going to talk about my experience reading this book, which is about Richard Ayoade's experience watching a movie. Is this the real metaverse that Zuckerberg was talking about? Honestly, better than the one he created. So let's talk about this book. This was a delight. This was so much fun to read. I did actually end up doing a little bit of the audiobook as well. Here, why don't we put this up here? It does kind of feel like he's just over my shoulder now though. Basically, it was just because Richard Ayoade himself does the narration. So I wanted to hear a little bit of that as well. And I have to say that it is an enjoyable audio experience. So if that's something that you're considering, it's great as well. I definitely was imagining his voice in my head even before I heard the audiobook, but specifically Moss from IT Crowd. But yeah, this was a lot of fun to read, and it did make it feel better that I had spent my time watching that movie that was not very good. It's weird, like that movie felt so much longer than it was, but it was nice to like get to certain scenes in the book and it would talk about the things that I'd thought of while I was watching it. I was like, oh yes, validation. Or things that I didn't think about that were just hilarious observations. There's also a lot of like tangents that he'll go on in this. Some of it is referring back to Ayoade's personal life. Some of it is focused on other things. Like, for example, there's a whole tangent about Goop, which is Gwyneth Paltrow's company, or cult, honestly, who knows. There was also a tangent about the band Journey, just in general. Oh, a music video, the Time After Time music video, goes very into detail about that. So yeah, there's a lot of like little tangents and everything, and I oddly like learned a lot. But yeah, overall, it was a great experience. I would highly recommend reading it if you're considering it, if you like comedic books, and if you like books that go way too much into depth about movies. Oh, and I should say that the entire like tone of the book, like all the comments he says are like nice, but they're sarcastic. So he's technically praising the movie the whole time and talking about what a cinematic like masterpiece it is, but he's simultaneously like ripping it to shreds. It's wonderful. But yeah, I don't really have a ton else to say about this book because I mean, what is there to say about a book about a movie other than it was just a very fun time? So I guess that's going to do it for this video. What a very fun month. And besides that, thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed it. Please do consider subscribing for next month's TBR tackle, which is going to be the 9th TBR tackle. I believe at the beginning of this video I said 7th and it was actually 8th, but 9th is the next one. Can you believe this stack only has 4 books on it? How crazy is that? None of them are the books that I started with. But anyways, so subscribe so that you can see that video next month, but also so that you can see the other videos I post. We are about to head straight into Booker season and it's gonna be a great one. So be sure to stick around. I upload new videos every Wednesday. So I hope to see you then. Bye.